Hello and welcome back to another Interstellar video. Today we are talking about the upcoming severe threat. Now, I'm contemplating on how far in depth I really want to go today because a lot of the information that we have now is only the very beginning of this severe threat. We have the Storm Prediction Center page here, and we do have our full outlook for the time period of 8 a.m. Monday to 8 a.m. Tuesday, with most of the severe thunderstorms happening later in that time period. So we do have enhanced, slight, and marginal risks, starting off with enhanced risks across 70,000 square miles at a population of 10 million people, including Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Plano, and Garland, Texas, and slight risks across 83,000 square miles and a population of 4.2 million people, including Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Waco, Texas, Abilene, Texas, Killeen, Texas, and Wichita Falls, Texas. And finally, we have marginal risk across 140,000 square miles and a population of 16.8 million people, including Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Texas, and Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and New Orleans, Louisiana. So we do have a 5% risk of tornadoes in 108,000 square miles and a population of 12.5 million people, including Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Plano, Texas, and Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and a 2% risk across 168,000 square miles and a population of 17.1 million people, including Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana, and Mobile, Alabama. Winds correlate to enhanced risk is 30% chance, slight risk is 15% chance, and 5% chance is marginal risk. Enhanced and slight combine to a 15% chance of hail and 5% in that marginal risk. Now we do have our day 3 outlook, which shifts the severe threat to the southeast, including areas like Biloxi, Mobile, Pensacola's around here as well, then through into parts of Georgia. That slight risk covers 76,000 square miles and a population of 6.1 million people, including Montgomery, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, Columbus, Georgia, Macon, Georgia, and Albany, Georgia. And that marginal risk covers 170,000 square miles and a population of 23.7 million people, including Jacksonville, Florida, Charlotte, North Carolina, New Orleans, Louisiana, Atlanta, Georgia, and Birmingham, Alabama. So that risk will shift again. Here's our day 4 risk, with 15% chance of severe thunderstorms across 243,000 square miles and a population of 32.2 million people, including Charlotte, North Carolina, New Orleans, Louisiana, Atlanta, Georgia, Greensboro, North Carolina, and Birmingham, Alabama. This seems like it could be the widespread day where we could see a lot of waterspouts moving on shore and then more tornadoes forming inland. Then we move on to day 5, which is the end of the severe threat, with a 15% chance of severe thunderstorms across 51,000 square miles and a population of 7.7 million people, including Virginia Beach, Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Norfolk, Virginia, Chesapeake, Virginia, and Richmond, Virginia. After that, we really don't have significant risks again in the next 8 days. So at the moment, we have this low pressure system up to the north that's drawing in that Gulf moisture. And you can see that there are some sporadic thunderstorms throughout the day early, but most of the strong thunderstorms start to form up here. This is later in the day. So this is right around, let's call this 4 p.m. Eastern. And you can see some thunderstorms starting to fire up. But really the worst of the thunderstorms start to develop here right around 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern, and these thunderstorms continue to develop overnight. Now this is right around 4 a.m. Eastern and into Tuesday morning across much of the region, with the most powerful thunderstorms being in that second area, this kind of in-between area of both severe threat days. So both the day 2 outlook here, where you have that enhanced risk, and then right here where you also have that marginal risk. we could see kind of both of those combine into a very strong line of thunderstorms moving through areas of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arkansas, and then eventually into Alabama, Georgia, Florida, as this whole low pressure system starts to move north into the northeast throughout the day, Tuesday and into Wednesday, where we could see another soaker in the northeast. It's that time of the year, and it does seem like a already rain heavy northeast will see more rain. So in terms of our energy for thunderstorms, most of the energy will occur further to the west in that initial development stage, and then just additional slight energy consumption as that line of thunderstorms continues. Maybe some areas of 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram of energy in parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas. But eventually we see more energy getting pulled up from the Gulf as this system starts to move into the northeast. Finally, our significant tornado parameter. It does seem like most of the tornado risk will happen just inland, where you can see here our 1s and 2s starting to generate in here, and some of these areas could even see some mid-range 2s on that chart, and then maybe even some areas getting closer to 3. I just saw 2.8 in Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. The areas that we've seen plenty of tornadoes over the past 2 or 3 weeks. And then here in Alabama, even up to potentially 4 on some of these areas. I think that has to be, yeah, I just saw 4. So on this scale, 4 is, not my dock, my right here, which is, a very good chance of tornadoes. And even that will extend into areas like South Carolina, where you guys have a 4.1. So there's still a lot to kind of go on with this severe threat, because it is a multi-day severe threat. It's not a very fast-moving severe threat, and I think that's just going to make everything just as bad. So finally, let's take a look at the European model, which is showing that severe threat happening pretty briefly, but afterwards, this is what I really want to look at the European model for. You have another low pressure system right behind this one with some more thunderstorms in areas such as Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and eventually into maybe even the northeast as well. But then again behind it, we see the potential for another spring storm to bring in a lot more thunderstorm activity, as this low pressure seems to be further west than we typically look at low pressure systems moving through, like Minnesota, the Dakotas. This is moving through Montana, which allows that Gulf moisture to stream further north, and we could see thunderstorms as far north as the Twin Cities, areas that had just gotten potentially a decent amount of snow from the systems that we're talking about now. So there's still a lot to happen here. We're just in the beginning of severe weather season, and it does not seem to be a very calm one. It's definitely going to be a very active severe weather season, and that could even lead to a pretty active hurricane season, as that is quickly approaching. It's crazy to think that hurricane season outlooks are going to start popping up on the National Weather Service page, the National Hurricane Center page, in almost a month from now, a little bit over a month from now. That's crazy. So a lot's happening. Spring is going by pretty quickly when you take a look at things. So severe weather season continues, and it sure seems like it's going to be a rough one, especially in areas that have already been impacted. Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama have been very hard hit throughout this severe weather season, and it just does not seem like it's going to stop. But that is all I have for today. If you found this video informational, consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you do not miss any other weather updates. But that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.